Hi everyone, I am Joshua Diabagas from BS Chemistry 2H1. So my topic is about 19th century Philippines as Rizal's context. So discussions on the 19th century Philippines as Rizal's context are hereby divided in three aspects: the economic, social, and political. Under these main three headings, there are major historical events or issues which characterized by country during that era. So my topic is focused on the economic context only. So in the economic context, at least four historical elements basically compose of the economic context of the era in which Rizal was born. The end of Galleon trade happened on 1565. The opening of Suez Canal happened on 1869. The rise of export of crop economy happened on 1820. And monopoly in the Philippines happened on post-Galleon era. So we begin in the end of Galleon trade, 1565 to 1815. Our locals are already trading with China, Japan, Thailand, India, Cambodia, Borneo, and the Moluccas when the Spanish colonizers came to the Philippines. In 1565, the Spanish government closed the ports of Manila to all countries except Mexico, thereby giving birth to the Manila-Acapulco trade, popularly known as the Galleon trade. The Galleon trade was a ship named Galleon, trade going back and forth between Manila and Acapulco, Mexico. It started when Andres de Ordaneta, in convoy under Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, discovered a return route from Cebu to Mexico in 1565. The trade served as the central income business for Spanish colonists in the Philippines. Through this trans-Pacific trade, the exports went to Mexico includes Chinese tea and textiles, Mingo de Manila, tamarind and rice, carabao, cockfighting, tuba, and fireworks display. And imports from Mexico includes flora and fauna, guava, avocado, papaya, pineapple, horses, and cattle. Because of the Galleon trade, Manila became a trading hub where China, India, Japan, and Southeast Asian countries sent their goods to be consolidated for shipping. Those who ran the hub and did the most work were primarily Chinese. They arrived in the Philippines in junks yearly, bringing goods and workforce. With a huge migration of Chinese because of the Galleon trade, the Spaniards feared them, so they taxed them, sent them out the Parian, and eventually the tension rose, massacre some of them. I quote, such massacres were at their height in the 17th century from suspicion, unease, and fear, until the Spaniards and Chinese learned with each other in the next few centuries. I think the quote is self-explanatory because during 17th century, due to the tension, many people were killed. The Manila Galleon trade allowed modern liberal ideas to enter the Philippines, eventually and gradually inspiring the movement for independence from Spain. On September 14, 1815, the Galleon trade ended with Mexico's War of Independence. The next event we'll be talking about is the opening of Suez Canal. It happened on 1869. The opening of Suez Canal and the invention of steamships, which lessened the travel time from Spain to the country to 40 days, made this more convenient. Suez Canal is an artificial sea level waterway in Egypt. The Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea through the Isthmus of Suez, constructed by the Suez Canal Company between 1859 and 1869, under the leadership of French diplomat Ferdinand de Lesseps. It was officially opened on November 17, 1869. Before the opening of the canal, a steamer from Barcelona had to sail around the Cape of Good Hope to reach Manila after a menacing journey of more than 3 months. With the Suez Canal, the voyage lessened to only 32 to 40 days. The opening of Suez Canal became a huge advantage in commercial enterprises, especially in Europe and East Asia. More importantly, it served as a significant factor that enabled the growth of nationalistic desires of Jose Rizal and the other Filipino ilustrados. The Suez Canal expedited importation not only for commercial products but also books, magazines, and newspapers with liberal ideas from America and Europe, which ultimately affected the minds of Rizal and the other Filipino reformerists. The political view of Western liberal thinkers entered the Philippines. Furthermore, the reduced route stimulated more on Spaniards and Europeans with liberal ideas to come to the country and interact with local reformers. The availability of Suez Canal has also encouraged the Estrados, especially Jose Rizal, to pursue education abroad and learn specific and liberal in European academic institutions. Their social dealings with liberals in the West have influenced their thoughts on nationhood, politics, and government. So here are the map of the Suez Canal and a photo of Suez Canal with ships. So the last event which I will be talking about is rise of the export of crop economy, happened on 1820 to 1870. So during the Galleon trade, most of the Spaniards on the Philippines were engrossed in maritime trading undertaking between Manila and Mexico. The exploitation of the Philippines' natural resources and the progress of an export crop economy were phenomena of the 19th century, not the Spaniards' rule's early period. Some years after the end of Galleon trade, between 1820 to 1870, the Philippines was well on its way of developing an export crop company. Products such as sugar, Manila hemp, and coffee were produced for foreign markets, while imported goods from the European factory industry found their way into the many parts of the Philippines. These various economic activities in the new export crop economy in the country provided lots of opportunities for the expanding Chinese population. Some export crops are hemp, sugar, and tobacco. The development of the export crop industry in the Philippines was motivated by the commercial undertakings of North European and North American merchants who provided capital, organization, and access to foreign markets and sources of imports. But since they based their operation in city ports, especially Manila, they needed agents who could distribute imports in the interior and go buy or buy up goods for export. This role was assumed primarily by the Chinese. And that ends my discussion. And thank you for watching and listening.